Thanks for joining us in this edition of National Focus. I am Prisca Julien. Coming up, Ministry of Education says early childhood education to be taken to next level. Close to 400 Dominicans ready for regional employment with skilled certificates, and Community Day of Service 2016 described as a success. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Child abuse is unacceptable. Child abuse is not cultural, it is criminal. And one child abuse is one too many.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Thanks for staying with us. Labour Commissioner Dr. Matthew LeBlanc has revealed that to date, close to 400 Dominicans have received skill certificates. The skilled certificates facilitate employment for CARICOM citizens within the CARICOM single market and economy. Dr. LeBlanc was speaking at the opening ceremony for the first of a two-part labour market information system workshop, which got underway here on Monday.
We already have significant movement within the CSME under with the skill certificate. I mean, for Dominica, we're already looking at almost 400 applicants who we've granted CARICOM National Skill Recognition Certificate. And more than half of that, of course, have been moving within the CSME space and find employment. And also we have a few persons coming in here to contribute also to our national development right here in Dominica.
Dominica's ambassador to CARICOM and the OECS, His Excellency Felix Gregoire, encouraged even more Dominicans to take advantage of job opportunities regionally through skilled certificates.
You need a skilled certificate so that you can land a job in another member state. If you have that skilled certificate, you do not need a work permit. So I'm appealing to our nationals in Dominica to take advantage of that. Do not wait when you are about to move to seek a skill certificate. You get your skill certificate right now. It's very easy to get. Mr. LeBlanc can explain that to you. And you have it. It doesn't expire. So you can get it now and you have it until you die. So there's nothing like if you get it now, it expires in 2 years, you have to get another one. No, once you have it, it's yours forever. So please get a skill certificate so that you can move quickly if you have to.
His Excellency Gregoire praised Dominica for being one of 2 member states who has honored all arrangements for free movement within CARICOM. This week's workshop is a step closer to making employment on the regional market more accessible for all CARICOM citizens. Honorable Minister for Education and Human Resource Development Peter St. Jean is saddened by the passing of Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Marcella Powell. Powell passed away on Tuesday at the Princess Margaret Hospital after reportedly feeling unwell. Honorable St. Jean made the following statement to the media this morning.
The Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development is extremely saddened and shocked by the sudden passing of Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Miss Marcella Powell, who passed away this morning. We express our deepest condolences to her immediate family, relatives, friends, and her staff at the Ministry of Education. We wish to assure her immediate family of the support of the Ministry of Education and of the government as they go through this difficult period of grief and mourning. Miss Marcella Powell was a long-serving, dedicated, and hard-working public servant who served in various ministries during her tenure as a public officer. During her time at the helm of the Ministry of Education, she displayed passion for the well-being of Dominica's children and was committed to the improvement of the education system to ensure that each child succeeds. We will miss her for her capable dedication and leadership, her conscientious approach to the execution of her public duties, and the love and care she showed for all who she interacted with. Our thoughts and prayers are with Miss Powell's family as they go through the grieving process. We wish them hope in the midst of sorrow and comfort in the midst of their pain. We will work closely with them in the days ahead to honor her memory and maintain her legacy.
In more news, in an effort to better disseminate information as it relates to early childhood development, the Ministry of Education hosted an Early Childhood Development National Symposium under the theme Rebuilding, Rethinking Early Childhood Development last week. Proprietors of various preschools across the island, as well as officials from the Ministry of Education and other stakeholders, attended the official opening ceremony last Friday. Assistant Education Officer Vida George stated that independent thinking at an early age is critical.
We need to get children to be independent learners from very early, to learn to seek out knowledge. We cannot afford to have children's brain wired for lazy work, so to speak, because it has serious implications for their performance at all levels and in all areas as they grow older. There is a need for a shift in the paradigm in how we teach our children in the foundation years, especially at some of our preschools in Dominica. We need to rethink early childhood development. Remember that the more they practice, the stronger the connections and the greater the understanding, the greater the construction of knowledge.
The development of social skills, which peaks at the age of 3, is also of paramount importance.
The programs of stimulation must be developmentally appropriate. The way we present information at every stage of children's development is different. Yes, we need to focus on stimulating the brain of our children from birth to 3, and not just in preschool, but we need to do it in the right way. If we do not do it right, we cause more damage than doing good. If we do not do it right, it becomes very difficult to fix up.
Early Childhood Officer for St. Vincent and featured speaker Gwyneth Cambridge remarked that early childhood education must evolve along with the rest of the world.
No matter how good a supervisor you are, if your parents doesn't get the vision, you can't succeed. No matter how good a program you have, if the government doesn't buy into your vision, you cannot succeed. It has to be a collaborative effort between persons in top management, you, the practitioners, and the parents. Together, you will be able to make a difference. And that's what we say, change your behavior. You can't expect to get out what you don't put in. And so what we did is for every training, every year, for every training that we did, we would have training for parents.
And Chief Education Officer Melina Fontaine stated that government will continue to provide access to early childhood education and will continue to focus on curriculum implementation that is developmentally appropriate. She stated further that while the Ministry of Education continues to establish community preschools at the primary schools, they are by no means putting an end to private initiatives.
I must, however, remind you that your institutions must be guided by the standards of statutory rules and orders number 39 of 2003, which regulates what happens within our institutions. I therefore extend my sincere gratitude to all our private institutions which have been providing early childhood education over the years, the preschools, and very importantly, the daycares.
She also advised future parents and those with children in the formative years to focus on positive development.
Parents-to-be, we encourage you to begin stimulating your children from the womb. Read to them, speak good words to them, bless them, sing to them, play music for them. For those of you who already have children, especially children who are within the foundation years, more so the first 3 years, you also need to do the same. Be careful that the television does not replace you as a parent or a guardian while your child remains in a crib. In other words, we're asking you parents, both fathers and mothers, guardians, babysitters at home, caregivers at our daycares, and the general public, since at one point or the other, you may have to take on this role, to place emphasis on our children from 0 to 3. Let us rethink early childhood development. Let us ensure that we stimulate these children in a positive way.
Early childhood specialist with UNICEF, Shelley Ann Harper, revealed that UNICEF at a global level has launched a global campaign under the theme For Every Child, Early Moments Matter, which takes a holistic approach to early childhood education.
We know that early childhood, it's not a segmented kind of sector. We cannot consider positive early childhood development without considering good nutrition, good health. Basically, we have to make sure that from the time, our young people are pregnant, we should be reaching out. And I say we because I'm not just thinking of Ministry of Education now, but I'm thinking of Ministry of Health, and I'm thinking of Ministry of Social Protection, and all the agencies that has any interest in early childhood. How do we make sure that the messages go out about good nutrition of the mom, how that affects the nutrition and the health of the baby, and then how does that affect how the brain works?
Long-serving early childhood educators were also awarded at the event. The Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, DAPD, is enthusiastic about their final major event for the year, International Day of Persons with Disabilities 2016, which will be held under the theme Achieving 17 Goals for the Future We Want. This theme supports the new set of Sustainable Development Goals that the United Nations recently adopted. Executive Director of the DAPD, Natalie Murphy, explains.
The day itself is usually observed on December 3rd, but at the APD we always like to incorporate other activities with this international event, and so we are organizing a week of activities, our educational week of activities, to coincide with the observance of International Day of Persons with Disabilities. So from November 28th, which will be a Monday, to December 4th, we'll have a number of programs at the APD.
The highlight of the week's observance will be the hosting of an exhibition,
where we will have on display a number of products built and produced by persons with disabilities. Earlier this year we had our skills development summer program, and during that time we built a number of arts and crafts, or we produced a number of arts and crafts items. We also have a number of our members who are talented in other areas, so we are going to organize these items and all the abilities, creative abilities of persons with disabilities.
During the week, there will also be a number of radio programs. The week of activities will come to a close with a social event on Sunday, December 4th. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. The local government department has described Community Day of Service 2016 a huge success. In a post-Community Day of Service evaluation, the local government division noted that despite inclement weather, 90% of projects was completed. Projects not completed on Community Day of Service have since then been undertaken by respective communities. Acting Assistant Local Government Commissioner Glenroy Toussaint reports satisfactory participation from all 7 districts, with a marked increase in the involvement of young persons, an occurrence he considers a sign for the sustainability of Community Day of Service.
We saw on average 60, 70 people on projects, and that tells a lot, where people, 70 people, young people, you know, and we were very much impressed with the turnout of the young people. The young people turned out in large numbers on the various projects, and that in itself is a significant highlight of National Day of Community Service, where you have young people working on the projects and working until late hours on the projects and participating fully in that process. It clearly signals and indicates clearly that there is continuity, there is sustenance, there is sustainability in the whole quest of National Day of Community Service and people improving and enhancing their communities and their surroundings.
This year, several of the projects funded by government focused on roadworks and drainage. Toussaint says despite some challenges, all material for these government-funded projects were delivered on time.
Some people, in some instances, they submit major projects, and they often say that, you know, that won't be able to complete the project. The intention is for you to work on the day, and so that is what we intend to do when we supply materials for National Day of Community Service. In some instances, the materials are sufficient to complete the project because a lot of work had been done before on that particular road, and so the materials that we give, in some instances, would complete the project. But there are many instances where we always tell the people that we are supplying you materials for you to work on the day. If you intend to do 200 feet of concrete works, we are not able to give you all that material to do that work. So we're saying that we're giving you something so that we can start. If it's to complete, we're giving you something that you can complete.
Toussaint urged members of the public who wish to continue projects beyond Community Day of Service to create partnerships through the local government department. He also suggested that communities reach out to stakeholders in both the public and private sectors.
For persons who started the road projects on National Day of Community Service, is that we can do what we call a partnership. I mean, we can partner within the communities. You can sort assistance from residents within the communities, from the private sector within the community, and outside the community, and also central government, to see how best you can continue and to complete those projects. You know, it's always good to partner, and we've always told people that partnership is the key to development. You know, it's a path to development, and so if you partner and you have what we call smart partnerships, it is really going to augur well for the continued growth and development of communities.
This year, government funded 109 projects at a cost of $200,000, a $25,000 increase from last year's budget. The Library and Information Service has collaborated with the Dominica State College and other regional international educational institutions as well as local financial institutions to host the 11th Annual International Recruitment Fair. On Tuesday, students from the Dominica State College and 4th and 5th form students from various high schools across the island gathered at the grounds of the DSC to interact with representatives of these institutions. Fair Coordinator Renita Charles said the Library and Information Service will continue to engage students in positive activities.
The Library and Information Service always seeks ways to engage students in healthy discussions, educational discussions, and discussions that can lead them in the right direction, along the right path. As our theme says, libraries evolving, paving the way for success for our students. So we found it ideal to have this type of engagement where students, instead of meeting representatives and paying registration fees and all of that so that they can have their records accessed, they have the opportunity to do that here if they are desirous of studying at that institution.
The Dominica Social Security was also represented at the fair. Joanne Lancelot is Acting Chief Financial Officer at DSS.
The Social Security is trying to offer the students a low-cost financing for their education. We've had this facility many years before. In 1991, we wrapped up that first set. And because our mandate is to improve our human resource, one of our objectives, we've decided to reopen the facility for the student loans. And we've decided to do it at a low rate because we don't think education is a luxury, it's a necessity. And so we've brought it down to 7% so that it can be more affordable for the students upon repayment.
Director of Student Services at the Dominica State College, Edgar Hunter, stated that DSC will benefit tremendously from this fair.
It gives the Dominica State College an opportunity to market itself to all the secondary schools, because as you can see, most of the secondary schools are here, so we got the opportunity to market ourselves, to sell our programs, to explain to our students, because one of the things we are doing is a campus store. So the students get the opportunity to know what our college is about, and also they get the opportunity to understand some of our programs. So that's one. Number two, with the other colleges here, we get an opportunity to interact with the other colleges, look at their programs, compare their programming for us and see how well we are doing. So that's all. And also we get an opportunity to collaborate with the other colleges.
Colin Doe is the Associate Dean of Enrollment Planning at the St. George's University in Grenada. He feels honored to be part of this activity. He noted that the university has been participating in this fair since its inception.
This basically is a demonstration of our commitment to support the Dominica Library Services in initiatives like this, as well as to assist in the enlightenment and nurturing of Caribbean youngsters to being exposed to what is out there in terms of the academic possibilities. Tertiary education is not a one-size-fits-all, and therefore it's important that students are exposed to the wide range, one, of programs, two, of institutions that can assist them in realizing their dreams of becoming X, whatever X may be.
Gavin LeBlanc, a refrigeration and air conditioning student at the Dominica State College, believes that this is a great opportunity for students like him.
The diversity of what is being offered here today is very good. There's not just, say, the basic math, sciences and other stuff like that. There are actually things, like I said here earlier, for the creative people like me. My major is architecture. I like to draw. I like artwork and stuff like that. So I find that the options, the diversity of what is being offered here today is also beneficial, so that they can realize for themselves that they don't have to stick to what is considered normal. They can go beyond, they can actually follow what it is that they want.
And that's the news. Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Protection from abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 3080.
Developing technical skills should be an integral part of your personal development efforts. Technical skills are of major importance these days, and the technical have-nots are more entrenched than ever. Some ways to enhance your technical skills are by reading technical books, follow online tutorials, subscribe to technical magazines, take classes, or hang out with technically inclined persons. Strong technical skills can save you time, increase your income, and enable you to extract the most bang per buck for your technology purchases. That's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here at the GIS News production team, I am Prisca Julien. Thanks for watching.